No.
Toss the coin to your Witcher.
I'd really rather not.
We don't have to talk about it long because then we can get into comics. Because I know you like comics.
I do like comics.
But I do want to touch base on
I do like
this.
The Witcher, just not the series.
Do you like The Witcher or do you like Henry Cavill?
Both.
Fair enough. I thought season 1 was okay. We both enjoyed it.
See, I thought season 1 was passable. I enjoyed some of the action scenes, especially very early on with like when you get to like the big Renfrey fight and stuff. Like that was probably the highlight, the climax of season 1 to me.
And I've never read the books. Mm-hmm. You've played the games, but never read the books either.
Correct.
And Wild Hunt is supposed to be...
I played a game.
It's supposed to be like one of the best games ever made. Some people would say.
It has a giant fan base, which I absolutely understand from the little bit I've played. I could, even from how poorly executed the show was, I can see the bones. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can see where, like, what it was supposed to be, where it was supposed to go, with even if you just have a little bit of background information. And I think that's just one of the things that makes it so sad, is it was so ripe to do just an amazing show. You had like the best fan cast, and then they absolutely stuck, I don't know, their heads in their asses.
Well, season 1 was okay. Like I said, we both enjoyed it. Season 2, we started to see the problems in it. And season 3, oof. Like if we didn't have to talk about it, well, no, that's not true. I would watch it because of Henry Cavill. But I'll tell you right now, if they do end up with a season 4, and that's a big if because of everything going on, I'm not back. I'm out.
I'll be there. I'll be there to scoff at it. But I will tell you right now, with the strikes going on, you heard me. I like yelled it when
they're lucky they got a cop out.
They get this lucky ass cop out. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to indefinitely put season 4 on hold. I guess you'll never be able to see our dog shit. I mean, excellent season of The Witcher. I just think that they're gonna get off. They're gonna get off on a technicality on this one that's gonna allow them to continue to pretend that they were actually putting together a show. And I just don't understand why these people are getting invested in properties they don't like. Make your own shit.
Yeah.
It's like, stop race swapping, stop over editing to make it fit any narrative. I don't care whose it is. Like,
these are
written characters. These have stories. If you don't like that story, it's really this easy. Make your own story. Like, just do it. Like, there's plenty of bones out there. You know, there's the hero's journey. It's not hard to do. It's not gender specific. It's not race specific. Just do it.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, that's why, and a good example to bring up would be the Harry Potter movies. J.K. Rowling had a hand in all of those because she didn't want anybody to, change the story or stuff. Yes, there's a lot of things missing out of the movies that were in the books. But if you watch the movies, you're watching, there's no changing of what the story is. It is exactly what the A to Z what the books are, versus, from my understanding, and again, I haven't read the books yet, they have completely went off the table with the Witcher series. And they changed it now to some kind of like girl boss series, especially in this last season with Yennefer and is it Ciri? I always get it wrong. Cersei, Ciri.
No, Ciri.
I know, Cersei from Game of Thrones. They are now the main focus of, they've been main focus from season 2 to 3. And I'm like, how do you use, and I call them side characters. And I remember when I said this on Twitter, I was like,
death threat.
I got death threats because I'm like, how do you take it's called The Witcher. It's not called the mage.
Well, I mean, she becomes a Witcher, and I get like that's kind of what the poor argument people were trying to make. But yeah, you're right. It's The Witcher. Like, I thought, from my understanding, they don't come in until everything is central to him.
Yeah, they don't come in until way down in the book series, from my understanding, the two of them. So why couldn't you just? They would have been better off of just doing, I think, like an anthology stories in a sense of him in the first season, of just like his different missions and things he's did and stuff, and then slowly introduce them into. But I mean, I'm not a writer, and I don't like to destroy IP. So
I mean, I sit here and like, Witcher season 3 was a trudge. The whole thing was a trudge, and it's because there was very little redeeming factors to it. And you know me, I'm pretty sick of all these podcasters just hate watching things, and you don't have to do it. You don't have to like subject yourself to it. And I also can't stand when people review things that they haven't seen. But when it comes to The Witcher, how do I want to say this? Let me start this. Hold on. Let me back that one up. Let me restart this one. I guess what I want to say is I like to look for redeeming factors in anything that we're talking about. I feel like that is not something a lot of people do. So I think it's really important that we do it. And I think The Witcher season 3 is one of the hardest things I've had to think about in order to come up with something positive. Because even like the air quote good parts there are still just like passable parts. The costuming was dog shit. The acting was dog shit. The backgrounds, any of the special effects, it was all shoddy and terrible.
I mean, yeah, if you compare it to season 1, even part of season 2, just the quality of it. And also,
I would compare it to things from like 4 years ago and it still wouldn't hold up.
It felt like they just were like, okay, let's write a story about Yennefer and Ciri. What are we going to do with The Witcher? And they just kind of like, okay, he's off doing this. We'll have him wounded and we'll have him doing this and stuff. Like, you're right. I think they should take it as a win that they don't get a season 4.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think what they're doing is if they rush to tell people that they're not doing another season, then it's admitting defeat a little too readily. I think they're trying to give it a little bit of a time gap. They go, all right, guys, it's just never going to happen. Maybe.
And spoiler alerts for everybody,
time.
Liam is not in this. Like, you don't get a look of what Liam's going to look like as The Witcher. And I don't know if they did film it and they decided to cut it because of the amount of shit they're going to get for it. But yeah, the only reason I
was watching this.
Yeah.
By the way, we were watching it. We were watching some behind the scenes stuff together. And one of the things that was said was that weren't they editing this while it was still being released?
No, that was a different show. That was Secret Invasion.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I'm confusing Secret Invasion.
The show that nobody watched. Yeah, everybody forgot about.
Sounds like they didn't need to edit anything.
Yeah, I didn't even watch Secret Invasion. I just watched my friend Roman's review on it, and that was good enough. I was like, oh, I don't have to suffer through this. Perfect. But yeah, I would not if you're a fan of Henry Cavill, I would watch it as his like last season, right?
I wouldn't even watch it then.
But I mean,
it's sad because of how much they cut him down and cut him out. Everything was bad. It was like,
but you could tell when he talks about it, and he talks about it very professionally. Because I would shit on those people left and right. How much class he has, and how much he really was passionate about this. He did the work that every one of those actors, directors, and writers should have done. Read the books, play the games, understand where it's coming from, so you understand what fans want instead of.
They didn't care. What they were excited about is they got an IP that they knew was going to automatically draw eyes because they had a fan base, and they said, here's my message.
And it's going to get another book. I guess the writer said that he's working on another, and it's been 10 years from the last book. So where's the next book, Ger Martin? Yeah. If this book comes out before,
I'm telling everybody, they're never going to finish that series. It's never going to happen.
I know.
He has zero intentions.
Yeah, I mean, he made all his money. He's old. He doesn't
What does he care? Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Nothing. You already gave him your money. Yeah. He's already old. He's already enjoying his life with his money. Later.
Speaking of writings and stuff, I think we're done with The Witcher, right? Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think we covered it all. There wasn't a whole lot going on with the whole thing.
I mean, it's very girl boss. If you like Ciri and Yennefer,
everything watching. Shit.
Yeah.
Poorly acted.
Yeah.
Poorly paced.
Bad send off for Henry Cavill.
Yeah, it was just really.
He kind of just walks off.
I guess I'll end
into
it on
the
this.
fog.
I'll end it on this. I know I've said this a couple of times, but for me, the reality of the situation is, I know Cavill had talked at some point about Warhammer 40K with Amazon. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. Hey, listen, if there's one thing you listen more than Witcher, it's going to be 40K.
I know.
And I am 1000% here for it. I will say the most positive thing I can say about The Witcher 3 is how excited it gets me for the possibility of a Warhammer 40K. Amazon, Cavill, I'm looking at you.
Well, it's tricky with the Amazon studios. Sometimes they have bangers. Sometimes they have Rings of Power.
Well, the other problem too is Games Workshop is who owns Warhammer is super tight-fisted and finicky about letting anybody. But I mean, it'd be a tight ship, really tight ship.
It makes me wonder how, because I believe Amazon's was doing it at some point with from House on Dr. Sleep. Flanagan?
Flanagan. Mike Flanagan.
Thank you. Doing Dark
I know.
Towers
You like
series.
Mike Flanagan. I don't dislike him.
I know.
but you
I don't know
love him.
why names are so